Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back. And I mean, it's kind of a sad week, a day. Obviously, we're kind of recording this right after Queen Elizabeth just passed away, and it's devastating, you know. We did want to mention that because, a lot of people who watch our channel are from the UK, live in either the UK or Commonwealth. But so sad. I mean, I know that in America, we don't exactly, the Queen is on the money there. The Queen is it's such an integral part of your life when you are from the UK, the Commonwealth. So, it's sad to hear that. Very sad. So, we did want to mention that because it's something so major, and it actually impacts soccer, impacts football. They're actually suspending the WSL matches this weekend, I believe.
Didn't the whole of UK shut down or something?
Yeah, they're in like a 10-day of mourning. I don't know officially if they're not going to play sport, but it's impacting them. So this video is a little bit about the UK because we're going to talk a little bit about the US women's national team versus England that's happening in less than a month, 3 weeks a little more than 3 weeks. We're going to talk a little bit about that because, as you know, there was 2 friendlies that just happened. So we're going to talk a little bit about the friendlies that just happened. We're going to talk a little bit about a couple other matches, but we're going to talk about these friendlies that just happened against Nigeria. And we talked a little bit about the friendly the other day on the one that was on the 3rd, but the one that was on the 6th that just happened this last week. And again, 2-1, United States won. And I mean, we're not necessarily going to go over the match, but this was a lot closer of a game, which is almost
Too close.
Yeah, we actually got a DM. I guess we'll start out reading this DM.
They say, it seems like a bad thing to play worse in your second game against the same team. One team improved and the other didn't. England will be interesting.
Yeah, and we got that DM, and, I can't say that I don't disagree with that sentiment. Yeah. This game was such a tight game. So, Nigeria is ranked, I believe, they're ranked like 46th in the world, 47th. So they're a good team. And I actually think their ranking's a little low, but this is a good team, but they're not a top level team. They didn't have 6 of their starters in this game, and
it's looking a little concerning for the US.
So in the 24th minute, there was an own goal, and that, although it was an own goal, that was really set up as they kind of forced the own goal.
Right.
Sometimes there's mistakes, like the commentators talked about, and sometimes the other team really forces that own goal, and that's kind of what lights up the pitch.
So it's always like a vibe when Pinoe comes in. Like the whole stadium was just like erupting with cheers and applause. She knows how to rile.
Yeah, she does.
She knows how to rile everyone up in a good way,
Right. She actually came in the 65th minute, and then she had an assist within a minute.
Mm-hmm. That's how she does it.
She had an assist, and Lavelle had the header into the net. That was a really nice header.
It was. She's got a good head on her shoulders, you could say.
So it ended up being 2-1. I will say this ref was out of control. There was like 3 there was 3 fouls that were so obvious that this ref did not call. I wanted to talk about this game also in reference to the England game that's coming up.
Oof.
I mean, because England just played Luxembourg, and Luxembourg is not a high-ranking team, and they just killed them 10-0.
Yeah.
And that, I mean,
Painful.
What people saw in that game from England is quality that the United States just does not have right now. That goalie for the Luxembourg game was only 19, very young. There was a lot of things not going for Luxembourg, but thinking about the game that's going to happen in 3 weeks, USA versus the Lionesses. I mean, I know that a couple things have changed. Jill Scott and Ellen White retired, not going to be in the mix. Mm-hmm. A couple of the players are injured that might not be playing for England. Oh, Fran Kirby. The lineups will possibly be different for that game in October. But based on what we're seeing in these just 2 recent games, I can't see United States on paper winning, but United States always brings it, especially when they're told you're not going to win. You know what I mean? I think, because I even think last year going into the Olympics, as much as there was question marks, I still think people thought they were going to win / they had the advantage of going into a lot of those games. This game coming up in 3 weeks, I think it's the complete opposite. I think most people are saying there's no way United States can win.
That'd be great if United States showed us all up and was like, we're gonna win this dang
That's
thing.
kind of what I'm thinking. It's kind of like they're gonna
I
bring
can see
it.
that happen. Yeah.
They're gonna bring it when no one is expecting them to bring it.
Well, I'm rooting for them, obviously.
Yeah.
Hometown hotties.
Because if you look at the United States' record, although they're not playing the top level teams, the record is still, amazing. Such a good record. They have, other than the goal differential for the Lionesses, it's like 80 to 0, 80 goals to 0 goals in their goal differential for the last 80 goals. How are you going to stop that? And also, just going into the World Cup next year, for me, there's just so many question marks about the World Cup, because a lot of people think if the England wins this game, England is already going to be a favorite for the World Cup because they're going to be the reigning Euro champions. Mm-hmm. But United States are also going to be a favorite, just A, by being the United States, B, being the reigning World Cup champions, C, by being still ranked number 1 in the world, so they're still going to be a favorite too. But if the Lionesses beat United States on this game, they're going to be the clear favorites next year.
Oh, it's going to be quite the battle. I will tell you that.
And I'm just saying, I don't see on paper how the United States is going to win, but I think they're going to bring it, and I think they're actually going to, I hate to say they're going to shock people, but I really think I still have Lionesses winning though. Also, there are so many questions with the U.S. women's national team going into this year, and also to the World Cup. Number 1, this isn't in order, but number 1, is Julie Ertz done? She is the core of that team. Is she done?
God, I keep forgetting about her.
Yeah, because at this point, she'll have plenty of time. Generally speaking, if she wanted to come back for the World Cup next year, is she done? That's one question. Number 2, Crystal Dunn,
she just made her debut back in the NWSL tonight.
Yes, exactly. I was just going to say that. She's back playing. It seems like she is not done. She is going to be pursuing soccer still. And so she's back in the fold. There's no reason why she won't be able to be 100% ready by next summer. She's probably already close to being fully, ready based on her. She looks like she's going to come back. Someone like a Sam Mewis, who is so important to the midfield.
Another person I forgot about.
Although she is injured, when will she be back? Will her injury be... Sometimes you get injured and you're not the same after the injury.
Yeah. Or you get re-injured.
Yes. Injury back.
Sucks.
So Sam is another... And the other two people that, I think everyone is on a question right now is Christen and Tobin. Tobin is seemingly still injured. There is something going on with her. When she joined Reign, I don't think her or Laura Harvey ever had the expectation that she was going to be playing 90 minutes. Or even, you know what I mean? I don't think Laura Harvey ever thought she was going to be a 90-minute player. But she just got hurt again, it looks like. She hasn't been playing.
Poor Tobin.
So, is she who knows about her long-term career right now, but she done with the national team? Is her health too much?
Yeah, because where did I hear, I think I read it somewhere, I don't remember where, but where she said she hasn't even thought of retirement, she just wants to keep going.
Yeah, and I believe that, and I do believe that. So
as she should. I
don't think sometimes your body tells you other things, And also Kristen Press, she's recovering by next summer. She should be, pretty much healed from her ACL tear. Mm-hmm. But it's also, is Vlatko not going to invite her back because of the interpersonal issues that there seems to be between her and Vlatko? As much as there could be issues, the way when Kristen Press has that ball, and there,
something so beautiful about it.
There's no doubt about it when she has the ball. You feel safe. You feel secure. You feel like she's going to score when she gets the ball. She's such a special player. She's actually being inducted into the Stanford Hall of Fame tonight, I believe. But is she going to be done with the national team? I wouldn't think so, but... you never know.
Is she done with them or are they done with her?
Exactly.
What's going on
so
there?
There's so many keys and pieces to the United States that we just don't know what is going on. And although I think there are going to be 3 weeks in the game, a lot of those pieces aren't going to be figured out. Going to the World Cup, how are the pieces of the puzzle going to kind of fall together?
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking the same thing.
Because, I think the United States looked good. They look good. I think that Sophia Smith looked good. And also, Vlatko did an interview, and he says he's he wants to keep the same players. He doesn't want to sub out as much. He wants to keep that core players going. And so it's like he knows he wants players to really get into a groove with the players that they're playing with. I mean, the players on the team right now are very, 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 very talented. But I just don't think they've been playing together long enough, and there hasn't been a set 11 that they really are their go-to yet. And also, if these other players are going to be filtered back in, it's hard to get that set 11 and then say, well, who's going to come back? You know what I mean?
Right.
And also, I know Trinity Rodman didn't play in these friendlies. She had a family commitment and some things. But Mal Pugh, a lot of the players did look good. But coming in October, I see, because the questions on the English side aren't there as much. They have, other than a couple injuries, they have their set group of players that they're pulling from, that they can count on, that they know what they can get out of them, that have been around. So they don't have those questions.
It's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. So I still think the England is going to win the game. On my last video talking about it, I think I had it 1-0 England. I guess that's still my guess. What about you?
I don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't decide.
So should be interesting.
1-1.
1-1. Okay. Oh, okay. That would actually be kind of the biggest. Almost let down, like soccer, like you guys someone's really rooting for one side. But I could see a tie, 1-1 or 2-2. I could see that. So that happened. I mean, United States still look good. But that spark is different now. It's not there. It's just different.
Yeah, it is different.
You don't feel like the players really have a rhythm with each other, with who's going to be on the field, because they really haven't been playing together that long, this group of players.
It's like individually we know what everyone can do. And I mean, Vlatko switches out people so much,
Yeah.
So we know what they can do individually. It's just like, what can they do as a group?
Yeah.
The starting 11.
And I think that's what a lot of people say, Vlatko, that is your job, to really get them in that rhythm. That is his one job. Yeah. Get all the best out of each athlete and then put it together,
Because I thought he was going to be doing the thing where, for a while when he first started, he was going to, I'm going to test, a lot of people, I'm going to put a lot of people in the mix, see how they play with each other. And I thought by now, for sure agree. They would have had,
And I think they kind of do a little bit. I think Mal and Sophia Smith and Alex Morgan, so what does everyone think? Is everyone still pumped about that game? Because we are. I mean, and it changes every day. It just changes. That's the big game. And then what else? And there was a couple other international games. Netherlands officially qualified for their spot for the World Cup against Iceland. And it was we're not going to talk about this game much at all, but it was such a tight game. They scored in the 93rd minute, 1-0 against Iceland. I mean, Iceland, that was a tough match. Iceland played so well, such a strong team. And I mean, no one knew who was going to win.
Love that. I love when the games are like that.
Yeah. And then the last game was Australia versus Canada, and great game. I mean, if you saw the crowd there, it was such an electric crowd. It was in Sydney. It was such an electric crowd. There was this mist on the field.
Dramatic. Sounded dramatic.
Very
like a movie.
Dramatic. And Canada won 2-1. And, heartbreaking for Australia to lose 2 at home when all their fans came out. They looked good. Canada just played a little bit better. And a lot of people are still taking the coach. And someone actually left a good comment on our video last time, saying, they've been losing. They lost to the Olympic champions. So they're not doing poorly. Because if you lose to the Olympic champion, hey, you're not doing bad.
Right.
But they're still a great team doing well. And I completely agree with that. They're still such a good team. I just think a lot of people think they should be really winning all their matches. That people do not have confidence in their coach to get the best out of their players, because they have some very, very, very talented players. And a lot of people were just saying the coach, it seems to be part of the issue why they're not winning, or B, not winning the way they should. But there's no shame in losing against the world gold medalists from the Olympics. That's going to be a tough game no matter what, because they scored within the first 2 minutes, Australia, against Canada.
Wow.
So it's hard, but I was said this to somebody in the comments last time. I actually think Australia is going to be in the World Cup finals. I know they're a little bit they're not playing the best football right now, but I think home crowd, we saw how that worked with England.
Yeah, they got the advantage.
Yeah,
it's like another player, like you said before.
And a lot of times you don't play your best football leading up, and then when you're in the midst of the World Cup, then you just kill it.
Ugh, I know.
Yeah, they keep going down in the rankings rather than up, which you want to see your team go up in the rankings, not down.
For sure.
What does everyone think? Who is still pumped for the game England versus United States in about 3 weeks? International break over. We will see what goes on, but like I said, the United States, they're always going to be the team to beat in most situations, and I kind of think they like being an underdog. I actually do think they like being an underdog.
Oh, really?
I do, because they're going to do that I'll show you mentality. The pressure isn't on when you're the underdog, the pressure is on the other team.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but I don't know.
Questions, comments down below. What does everyone think? Yeah, we will see you guys soon. We haven't done a couples video in like 3 videos, so that will be next. A couples video.
Keep posting.
Yeah, exactly. So that will definitely be next. So we'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.